Hey everyone, welcome back to GamingSafeSpace, the chillest spot for all things gaming. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been on my mind lately. Why have Skylanders and their games gotten so darn expensive? If you've been hunting for these little portal-jumping heroes lately, you've probably noticed the price tags are climbing faster than chaos scaling a tower. I've got a pretty big collection myself, and I'll tell you how I snagged most of them on the cheap from CEX back in the day. So, grab a snack, settle in, and let's break down what's going on with Skylanders prices, why they're spiking, and what it all means. Stick around, I've got facts, a bit of speculation, and some nostalgia to share. First off, let's talk numbers. Back when Skylanders first hit the scene in 2011 with Spyro's Adventure, you could grab a starter pack for around $60, $70 bucks. Individual figures? Usually $10 or less. Fast forward to today, April 2025, and it's a whole different story. On sites like eBay or even at retro gaming stores, starter packs for older games like Giants or Swap Force are now going for $80 to $120, depending on condition. Rare figures like chase variants or limited editions, those can hit $50, $100, or even more. I saw a Dark Spyro from Spyro's Adventure listed for $150 the other day. Insane, right? Even at CEX, where I used to score deals, prices have crept up. A common figure that was $2 or $3 a few years ago might now be $8.15, especially for anything from the early series. So, why is this happening? Let's break it down with some facts. First up, supply and demand. Skylanders was a toys-to-life juggernaut. Activision sold over 250 million figures and raked in over $3 billion by 2016. But when the series wrapped up with Imaginators in 2016, production stopped. No new figures, no new games. That means what's out there is all we've got. As collectors and nostalgic fans, like me, start hunting for these pieces, the supply shrinks and prices naturally climb. It's basic economics, but it hits hard when you're trying to complete a set. Second reason, nostalgia's kicking in. Skylanders debuted over a decade ago, and the kids who played it, like me back then, are now adults with disposable income. We're reliving those Portal Master days, and we're willing to pay for it. Look at how Spyro's Adventure was the third best-selling game in Q1 2012. It was huge. That emotional pull is driving demand, especially for the early stuff. And third, condition and rarity. A lot of these figures got played with hard, scratched bases, missing portals, you name it. Finding ones in mint condition with the box? That's gold dust now. Plus, some figures were limited runs or store exclusives, like the metallic variants or the Trap Team traps. Those were always pricier, but now they're collector catnip. Now, here's where I'll toss in a little speculation. I think part of this price hike might tie into the toys-to-life genre fading out. Disney Infinity shut down in 2016, LEGO Dimensions followed, and Skylanders hasn't had a new game in years. With no new entries, these games feel like relics of a bygone era. A golden age of physical-digital mashups. That scarcity vibe could be pushing prices up as people try to preserve that history. Also, I've got a hunch that YouTube and TikTok are fueling this. Retro gaming content is blowing up. Channels like mine are talking about Skylanders again, and it's sparking new interest. Maybe some folks are cashing in on the hype, jacking up prices on the secondhand market. What do you think? Drop your theories in the comments. Okay, let's get personal for a sec. I got into Skylanders kinda late, after I fell in love with Disney Infinity. I was all about building worlds in the toy box mode, but then I heard about Skylanders' epic adventures and had to try it. Back then, around 2017, 2018, prices were still pretty low because the hype had died down. I'd hit up CEX, this secondhand shop in the UK, and scoop up figures for pocket change. $1 for a Spyro, $3 for a Giant. It was a steal. I built this collection, probably 50 or 60 figures, without breaking the bank. The games too, Swap Force and Trap Team, were like $5 each. Now those same hauls would cost me triple, easy. I feel lucky I jumped in when I did. Speaking of Disney Infinity, it's worth a quick comparison. Its prices are rising too, but not as fast. A starter pack for Infinity 2.0 might go for $50, $70 now, compared to Skylanders 80-plussers. Why? Well, Disney Infinity leaned on big IPs like Marvel and Star Wars, which keep their value, but Skylanders built its own universe from scratch. That uniqueness might make it more of a cult classic now. Plus, Skylanders figures are more durable. Those RFID chips last longer than Infinity's, which ties into resale value. Still, both are climbing, and it's a bittersweet reminder of how much we love these games. So, there you have it. The rise of Skylanders prices, backed by supply, nostalgia, and a sprinkle of speculation. My collection's a time capsule of those CEX glory days, and I'm holding on to it tight. What about you? Have you noticed these prices going wild? Got a Skylander story to share? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to GamingSafeSpace, and ring the bell so you don't miss more gaming goodness. Until next time, keep your portals powered up and your wallets ready. Catch you later.